Hey everyone, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. Testing. Hopefully everyone can hear me well, and we can start building the frame on this SecKit cube. Definitely be an interesting stream ahead, I think. Tried to prepare a little bit, but I don't have a whole lot of pre-hand knowledge on how to build this thing, and should be pretty interesting. So hopefully everyone can hear me well. Hey Kangrog, welcome. Welcome Lucas, welcome Tony. Hey Zombie. Welcome. I don't think this will be a crazy long stream. The frame, I think, is relatively straightforward. Hey Joe. I don't think it'll take too long to assemble this based on what I've seen here. So we're basically just assembling this piece right here, this outer frame, I think, today. Awesome. Thanks, Kingrog. Awesome. So yeah, let's get started on this build. I kind of laid out the top frame here to start based on what it, as far as I can tell, what it's telling me here. So we have our front piece here, which is on the top, and then the side plates bolt to it underneath. So that's what I've done here. Welcome, Nick. Hey, Film Factory. Hey, Design It, Build It, Repair It. So I'm going to just start taking off some of the protective film here. So we just have some protective blue film here from the laser cutting. Hopefully this comes off pretty easy. Yeah, it looks like it. So this printer, I took all the frame parts out of the box, and it's so much smaller than like I imagined, which is good. It's a very nice size, very efficient size frame. I'm very excited to have this thing set up and printing. It's a little bit annoying to pull off this protective film, but it's not too bad. At least it protects the exterior from scratches and stuff like that. Hey Cash, welcome. Thank you. Okay, so here's our front piece here. So these pieces here, I don't know if you can see, but they have like a little notch right here. That's how you know that they face the rear of the printer. So I'm just going to take off all this protective blue coating. Very, very happy with the quality of this. The laser cutting looks excellent. And you know, they're not greasy, like the metal's not greasy and filled with oil and stuff like that, so, which is really nice. I don't have to wear gloves or anything like that. You never know, sometimes when you buy stuff it's covered in oil and your hands are covered in like black grease or whatever it might be, so it's nice to see these are nice and clean parts, and they're actually not sharp, which I was wondering about how sharp these would be. The edges are like, it has an edge to them, but they're actually quite nice and soft on the edges, so I shouldn't be cutting anything hopefully today. Hey Marcel, welcome to the stream. Just removing some of the protective film here on all these laser cut frame pieces, and we can start bolting the top together is the idea anyways. Yeah, Nick, this is one of the reasons I've always liked SecKit. When the SecKit Go first came out, I knew I wanted one just based on how different it was from mainstream. And as everyone here knows, I'm all about different type of printers and stuff like that. Hey, Mika Steve, welcome. Yeah, the bends are super nice too on this. So, laser cut frame parts and then bent. I'm assuming with a actual nice precision bender. Takes just a moment to take all this stuff off. But yeah, really cool looking frame so far. Packaging was really good. He did a sanity check on all the parts before he sent them out. He had a checklist with everything checked off, which is really great. One odd thing about this printer though, that people, what I found interesting at least, was I ordered the kit, but I didn't specify any electronics because I have my own electronics coming. But he said everyone builds this with Highwind rails. And I don't know why you would spend the money on Highwind rails. I don't really think they're necessary for a 3D printer, but my kit actually took like a couple days longer to get because I didn't say Highwind rails. I just wanted like normal rails. So my kit actually took longer, which I found that quite surprising. That most people are speccing out Highwind. I guess when you have the option, people chose Highwind, I guess. Definitely not necessary in my opinion, I don't think. And I don't know what the cost was. Maybe it was worthwhile to spec Highwind, but I would assume the cost would go up quite a bit. All right, looks like the last top piece here is gonna get the plastic taken off. I'll have to do a little bit of cleanup on the exterior, but not a big deal. Oh, Highwind's 200 more. Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel it necessary. By the time I'm done with this printer, it should be around the same price as a Trident 250 in cost-wise. And I think the 200 build is completely fine. I think this will be suitable for pretty much everything that I'm printing and stuff like that. So, okay, so this front piece goes on the tops, which means these go on the bottom here. Oh, I already messed this up. I believe this goes like this. So this goes like this. I think there was a piece here that showed. So right in this corner here, top corner, you can see there's 3 holes here. I'm using that. Yep, gotta do the tedious stuff first. All right, so let's start bolting some pieces together here. So this is our top piece, and the manual says to just basically put all the bolts in loose, and then once the frame is all assembled, then we'll tighten everything up slowly in increments, which makes sense. Kind of standard. So all these are nylock nuts. I'm not going to use thread locker just because they are nylock backed nuts. Or nylon back nuts. So like I say, everything's going to be assembled here really loose. Again, we're just going to do the top plate on the top first, and this is of course upside down. Yeah, admittedly I didn't think that the blue protective plastic would take so long to come off, but not the end of the world. Alright, so those two bolts are assembled in there. Just want to go back up here. Yeah, so we're putting up those two bolts first on the top. So this kit uses M4 hardware. And something else that I didn't know that was going to come with the kit was I didn't order the side panels for this kit. I just ordered like the kit itself. So I was really wondering if I was going to get a back panel and a bottom panel, and it looks like I do. So it's kind of a neat thing that I'm actually getting like an Acme back panel as well as a bottom panel, I believe, the bottom panel anyways. So that's kind of neat. I didn't order the enclosure kit, which was an extra $100. And I'm only going to print PLA on this, so the extra $100 didn't make sense to me. Hey Aldo. Yeah, it's not very well-known printer, which is unfortunate because I think it's very, very unique. So, all right, top frame is assembled here, kind of, very loosely. So, what do we got left here? So now we're gonna be putting on the uprights here. So again, this is upside down. And my parts with the SecKit logo, you can see here the SecKit logo. So I believe this one is here. Perfect. Take off more of this plastic. Retro telephone. How many printers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 printers currently right now. No chamber heater on this one, not doing anything, no ABS or anything being printed on this, so. There is a really nice cutout though for a fan, like an exhaust fan, in the actual metal frame part, so you'll see that when we assemble that. I always need one more printer, so I definitely have another printer build ongoing as well, which is the Rook Evolution. That's been taking up a lot of my time. No, 6 currently. This is actually 7, I guess. I think. I can't even keep track of how many printers I have. I probably have 10 printers. They're just hiding somewhere. I forgot about them. I know I have one Delta printer in my garage, which I literally haven't looked at in like 4 months. It's going to be a YouTube series. It's like got ramps on it. It's like a super old Delta. We're going to resurrect some Delta content on the channel. Hey, Steven, welcome. So yeah, there's a Delta printer in there somewhere in my garage. 12 volt ramps Delta. I want to try and like get it running on ramps, just see how it prints, and then we'll convert it to Clipper and do some cool stuff. All right, so let's get this panel on here. Hopefully this doesn't fall on me. DIY printer cheaper than an Ender 3? I mean, it's pretty difficult because manufacturers can get parts much cheaper than a single user can, unfortunately. I try my hardest with my builds, but there's only so much you can get away with as an individual when you're ordering stuff. All right, that's looking pretty good. And then this is a back piece, it looks like. Oh yeah, my front piece is right here. Hey Bobby, welcome. Yeah, manufacturers are always gonna be able to get stuff in bulk for much cheaper, but Rook is pretty cheap. Yeah, even the King Rune KPS is better than an Ender 3. There's a lot of printers better than an Ender or Creality printers, in my opinion. I personally think Creality has way too many types of printers as well. Like they have, I don't even know how many they have. Yeah, KPS 3 is an awesome machine. Probably the best bang for buck, truthfully, in that size. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Elgu, like FDM printers. I know Elgu has, like, obviously a lot of resin printers, but I have no clue. I mean, to me, they're just all Ender clones, and I'm just over it. I'm not really interested in those printers anymore. I know there's, like, they have, like, giant Neptune printer and stuff like that, and it's just, like, I don't really care. Alright, let's move this over a bit. Put on this panel here. Another awesome thing about this frame is it's really, really nice and weighty. It's got a lot of weight to it. Alright, we'll snug these up just a little bit so it's not align it a bit better. Perfect. Alright, so let's get these back pieces on. Okay, so the fan, the one with the fan cutout goes in that corner. So again, exhaust fan is cut into the frame, which is really awesome. Another great thing that you can't do with aluminum extrusions is you can't do stuff like this. So that's a really nice benefit of nice flat laser cut pieces is you can put features into the frame integrated directly in, which is really awesome. Yeah, Amazon Canada has like not very much for new unique printers. They don't even have a lot of King Rune printers like the larger ones. Um, and their prices are like just really stupid. Yeah, I mean it doesn't look very thin or very thick, but honestly it's shocking how much weight is actually here. So this should be quite a sturdy printer. I'm very, very excited to see how well it's going to print when we start printing on it. Comes with a nice heavy bed, of course, too. I didn't source or I didn't spec out a PEI sheet for it because I'm just going to use a PEI sheet from 3D Hub. So 3dhub.ca, they're actually a sponsor of this build. They supplied me with a extruder and a hot end for this printer, which is really, really awesome. I really appreciate them willing to sponsor kind of some high-end parts for this build. Apis, Fadis Apis extruder, as well as a XG hot end. So there's the Fadis Apis extruder. Really, really cool hot end that we're going to be running on this printer. I'm going to design a custom adapter for the X carriage. And then drop effect, XG hot end. Really, really excited to check this out. There's a lot of cool features on it that I'm very excited about. So anyone in Canada or the US, check out 3dhub.ca. And I have a discount code ROLLO3D. You can save some money on hot ends. They have all the Fadis hot ends. They have some really awesome parts, and they have really good PEI sheets for enders and stuff like that. I'm trying to get them to stock MKS Monster boards because those are kind of my go-to for a lot of my builds. And it's very annoying for me to get Monster or MKS parts in Canada. I have to get them from Ali, and that takes an eternity. My Monster still isn't here from Ali. This is not correct here. Oh, maybe because it's upside down. That would help. Yeah, steel. All right. All right, that's bolted up. Yeah, good call. I definitely had it upside down. That's why the bolts wouldn't line up. And then this is the last upright here, it looks like. Yeah, Joe, the 3dhub.ca, their shipping's ridiculous. It's incredible. My go-to for Fadis hot ends, hands down. And I've ordered some PEI sheets from them for my Trident build. Like my Simple Core MK1, I used their PEI sheet. It was really, really good. They have water-cooled Fadis hot ends. They have the Fadis APUS extruder, belts, spare parts, things like that. It's really, really great. I'm trying to get them to carry some more stuff, especially for DIY builders. I purchased this with my own money. Yep, this is, I bought this. I did not get this kit for free. I just wanted to try it out. I figured it was a good time to try it out. And the biggest reason, well, there's two reasons. I think it's a really awesome printer and very, very unique. I like unique printers and things that are outside the box. And then secondly, I want to get inspiration from other designs, right? So, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And there's already some stuff in this kit that I never thought about. And I'm already planning on incorporating them into other builds of mine. So already the kit is paid off quite nicely. On these folds here, there is a tack weld to even give it more rigidity there, which is nice. So let's pop this in here. Phone's ringing here for some reason. 1 second. Sorry about that. My wife was just calling me. Her flight got canceled. So I might have to cut this stream short a little bit here because I do have to put my oldest to bed here. But we'll see. Okay. Yeah, my wife was traveling this weekend and she was supposed to be home in about an hour and her flight just got canceled, so she's not going to be here for 24 hours. So yeah, airlines right now are garbage. I've never heard a good story about an airline in the past 2 years. They just, I don't know. They don't know how to resume after COVID, I guess. I don't really know what's going on with airlines. All right, so we have the top. So I guess it looks like we now build the bottom and then we'll set the bottom on top. Something to that effect. Yeah, something like that. So let's take this off. Hopefully this doesn't mess up. And let's assemble the bottom. Yeah, there's nothing good. Air Canada's garbage, WestJet's garbage, Expedia's garbage. Hey, probably spun bearing. Welcome, welcome. More plastic film, of course. Oh, awesome. Good to hear it. I'm glad that my videos helped you. I definitely want to do some updates this year on a new series. There's a couple things I want to update on that tutorial and things I've learned from people asking questions and stuff like that. Kind of make a better series on it, but I'm very happy that it's helping out people still. Yeah, flights right now, I mean, traveling in general is just absolutely ridiculous. Unless you're driving yourself, it's a complete nightmare. Oh, nice. Free laptop. That's always great. Alright, so this is the rear bottom, it looks like. And then this goes here. What else do I got here? This piece goes here. And then there's, not too sure which is the, is it one of these? Nope. What's this one here? All right, perfect. So some things I would change if I remade the videos. I want to do more explanation on like what you need and what all the components are. A lot of people got confused, I think, of Clipper has to be running on a laptop, but Clipper also has to be running on the main board too. There's two components to Clipper for that. The board that I used in my guide, it was flashed over USB, which is probably the dumbest thing I could have done. I never thought about it. There's very few main boards that you can flash Clipper over USB. Most all of them are via SD card. And I think that confused so many people on how to flash Clipper onto their printer, is because in my demonstration I just showed it flashing like directly right through Clipper Kaiua, and I didn't actually show the process of like putting it on an SD card. What are the troubleshooting steps for SD cards, right? Like you can't just use like a 256 gig SD card. Your mainboard's not going to read that. The partition's going to be too big. It's got to be FAT32, like that kind of stuff. Like I missed all of that. What's the headline of this printer? Yeah, it's Core XY. Looks neat. So this is one of many SecKit printers that he has on his website. This is a laser cut steel frame. It is tri-leveling like a trident. Fully enclosable. This printer does come with closed loop steppers by default, which is really awesome. It's just a very high-end, well-priced kit that is very unique as far as its frame. Yeah, luckily those boards are definitely very well supported in Clipper. But yeah, I just want to make the audio a bit more clear, and a lot of people got confused too on like how to access your printer if you install multiple. So if you install like 3 instances of Clipper, it doesn't just show up with your first printer. You have to go in and add your IP address and port number for your Clipper instance. And I didn't cover that too well. There's definitely a lot of stuff that I want to change and take my time a little bit more with. Yeah, no, you have to use FAT32 when you're flashing Clipper onto a main board. And yeah, you can't just have like a giant SD card with like NTFS and then just expect it to work on like an ARM board. It just doesn't happen. So there's so many troubleshooting steps. And then Creality boards, they prefer a certain allocation size when you format them. Some boards do, some don't seem to, but again, it's just all those little things. And like, if your board doesn't flash, what do you check? You know, so a lot of stuff that I can go into detail on. I'm gonna try and get the frame like basics assembled tonight. Unfortunately, I do have to go here in about 25 minutes because I do need to put my daughter to bed. Now that my wife is kind of stranded and she won't be here, but we'll make do. All right, so it looks like, again, these pieces here on the bottom and these will go on top. This is not the right way. So that looks good. That looks good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I want to go in more detail on what you should see, what should show up when you're flashing. You need to get your Clipper ID. I need to show that better. That type of thing, so. Yeah, it's just a big Gengar. I don't know when I printed. I printed this on the very first simple core that I ever made. Just red Gengar, just chilling. All right, everything is going pretty well here. I got this. So these go on top. It's a little bit annoying working upside down because I try to find the hole here. Yes, Major Geek, Gamer Geek. I'm self-sourcing the main board, like all the electronics. Hot end and extruder were provided. I was sponsored, so they were provided for free by 3dhub.ca. And I'm supplying the PI sheet. Not too much. But one of the cool features about this printer that is not advertised and I did not know is gear reduction steppers for the Z, which I want to try those on a future build, and I really didn't even think about them until now, kind of thing. So I think I was not supposed to assemble it like this. Oh, okay. No, it looks okay. All right, so let's take this out of here. I'm I'm going to use an MKS Monster for this printer. Alright, so here's our top frame. So this is going to be fun to try and hold up, because it looks like it actually goes in like this. So I'm going to have to hold this as I bolt it together, which is going to be great. Hopefully we can just use the screws as pegs to hold it up. Yeah, I'm trying to use MKS Monster boards a lot more. They're probably the best bang for buck if you're doing... Okay, that's not working at all. So let's try this again. Let's see if I can... It's gonna be... Okay, let's do this a different way. This is clearly not the way that you do this. Let's flip this around. Yeah, my MKS Monster is still in transit as well. I have one coming for my Rook 180. I'm going to basically just use that back and forth, and I'm going to order another one. So let's not do that like the picture, and let's just do it like this. So these square notches face the front of the printer. So I believe it should go like this. That's definitely not right. There. That will be much, much easier. There, that actually makes sense. At least I think. And I totally put that in wrong. I looked at how it went in, and then I decided not to put it in that way. This should go like this. There. Okay, maybe this will work better. Would the other comparable boards be the Manta? Yeah, I think Manta is a really great option as well, for sure. That's probably like the next one that I would recommend. Okay, so this does look correct, but none of the holes seem to be lining up here for some reason. Or are they? No. Oh, I know why that's... Am I still doing this incorrectly? Okay, let's just spin this so that it looks like the picture, so that will be less confusing to me. So I'm flipping this the other way around so that I can put the bottom on. I think this needs to be flipped, I think is the problem. Yeah, I think I have this upside down is my problem. I think I need to put it like this. Okay, does this make more sense? Yes. This is how you're supposed to put it. This seems to work better. At least I think. Yes. There we go. It might be tricky for me to bolt it all up like this, but we'll make do, I think. Let's see if I can just slide this off the edge a little bit. There we go. Okay, I wonder if I can actually put this on my side, on the side now. It's definitely very tricky to do it in this way. I don't really have a lot of options, unfortunately. If I can just get a couple bolts in, I can flip this around, I think. There we go. Okay, that's not correct. Okay, so this is, bolt this up, I think. Yep, that works. Can I tighten it up enough to... It's definitely very difficult to get into these spots here while it's like this, but... Go. Okay, so I have two actual bolts in here. I just want to be able to tip this on its side here so then I can actually get underneath this. I wonder if I can do this now that I have the two on top. There we go. That should make things a little bit easier, I think. Perfect. Yeah, this is much easier now that I can get to the underside a bit better. Snug these up a little bit better here. Again, I'm not really tightening anything yet. You want it to be loose and it to settle, kind of settle square, if that makes sense. All right, I think one more just right here. Well, we definitely got it. It was definitely not perfect. All right, so yeah. Okay, so let's turn this up now and let's just see what we got here. One fell out. All right, so it's definitely very loose. There's like a way I can give you guys a better look at it. It looks really big, but it's actually a very small printer. I actually do not think it'd be possible to walk this printer. It's so heavy. Okay, now how am I going to even think about tightening these up? Some of these you can't get really good access to. Yeah, I need to get myself a wrench. So I can't tighten those ones like that. So I'll definitely have to figure that out for sure. All I have is this deep socket. I don't even have a short one right now. But just going to take our time here and we'll just kind of cinch these down a little bit. Again, we're going to do 50% to the bolts first, and then we'll go around and we'll start going to 75%. And if I can find my square, I will kind of just give it a rough idea on how square it is as we tighten. So yeah, already it's starting to take shape quite nicely. Those don't seem to... Yeah, I'm unsure if I'm putting screws in there as well, or... let's go back up here. So I'm doing bolts here. Oh, and I am doing them on the side, okay. So I think this is a bit too tight now then. Let's loosen these up. I do believe I have to line up these holes here. And I think these are too tight. Yeah, that's too tight. Should have put all the hardware in first. Yeah, okay. So it looks like I can get a I think anyways. There we go. I don't know. So these side and then top. Yeah, so those do fit just barely as far as length of bolts. Definitely a little bit difficult to get some in here, but I'll probably have to get myself a wrench for the 4mm nuts. There goes a bolt. Shoot. Oh, well, that's why. One of my bolts actually was the wrong size, and it came in a sealed package, so there was a bit of quality control on the bolt packaging is what happened. That's why that bolt was so short. There we go. That works a bit better when the bolt's the right one. So, package of M4 by 10, and it looks like there's an M4 by like 6 in there, which is really weird. And they're not Ziploc bags, they're sealed packages, so the bolt sorting machine at the factory that provides this bolt package has had some problems, it looks like. I am going to have to end the stream here, guys, in a couple. Let's just move this back. All right, so we actually have all the bolts in the corner, this corner now, finally. So now I can actually go around to the other side here. Let's get the correct hardware. But yeah, really cool to see this size actually. And then these are two. Tight again. Let's see if we can get these in here now. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. Definitely a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, this printer, which is fun. Definitely enjoyable. All right, so that's a bit better. I actually have all the bolts in there. Yes, I need a workbench. I have to redo this. I have to redo my office quite a bit. I'm going to be replacing my desk with like an L-shaped desk, which should give me more room and I'll be able to face the camera and actually build this much better with like proper lighting and stuff. And then behind me, I'm going to build a like standing worktop so that I can have all of my printers like bolted in properly and like secure and like have them all displayed and be able to use them all instead of having them underneath tables and stuff like that. So this, I don't think I have to bolt all these ones. As far as I can see, unless I put something incorrectly together, but I don't see. These corners look good. Those slots are lined up properly. So I guess I just don't put any in those. Okay. I have not checked Valheim yet. I haven't had any time. I've been working on the Evo all weekend. So I wonder if I can find my square. I was using this. Oh, here it is. So I'm just very curious about this now. Yeah, so I'll probably start by securing one corner, and then that way I can actually start squaring the frame up slowly as I go around it. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, that's actually quite good. So again, I'm just going to snug these up. I'm not going to actually go crazy. Yeah, I'll probably eventually have to get an arc server going too. Oh, that's not right. I actually kind of think I like Arc a bit better than Valheim, but they're both quite fun. Okay. I assume tightening all these eventually will naturally kind of square this up quite a bit too. So I'll do these last couple here and then I'll have to end the stream. All right, let's check out what we got going here. Yeah, that's actually quite nice. I assume it's the same on this side. Yeah, pretty good. All right, guys. Kind of like a mini 1 hour stream here. We have the SecKit Cube 200 frame assembled, quote unquote. I'm going to go around and tighten all the bolts, do some tedious work and stuff like that, and get everything squared up. But we're in pretty good shape as far as the frame. Of course, I'll do another live stream, and we'll add in the Y pieces here, and then the back T and stuff like that. I did 3D print out the grommets for the frame, which is real. And again, another nice thing about having a frame like this is you can have cable routing directly inside. So these are just 3D printed. I just printed these out in PLA. They just click in like this. Quite nice, just to prevent the wires from getting cut. So just like that. I believe there's a grommet for the top here. And then there's some square grommets for stepper stuff and the wiring and things like that. So that's pretty neat. But good night, everyone. And thanks for checking out my first SecKit stream. There'll be another one for sure. And we'll start buttoning up the frame a bit more. I'm going to square it all off. And then we'll be in good shape to start doing the Y stuff. And then I think we're going to be bolting up the Z next, which is really cool. So good night all, and appreciate everyone checking out the stream, and there'll be more SecKit videos coming. Thanks everyone.